Since the object class is the base class of all other classes, one of the methods that we get from object that's inherited is the equals method, and it compares the calling object with another object and returns true if they're equal or false otherwise. And we typically override this method when we create our own classes and we want to be able to compare them the way that we want. Let's try this out. In the previous videos, we have created a class called person, which has a name and an age, and we also created a subclass called student that extends person, and we're adding a student ID. And in the main method, we created two student objects, A and B, and they're both Mary, they're both 19, and they both have the same student ID number. So these objects, A and B, look pretty equal to me. I would say that they're the same student. So let's see what the equals method tells us. A dot equals B. So A is the calling object and we're passing B to it. If that's true, let's print out they are equal. Else, we'll print out that they're not equal. So let's see what happens. And it looks like that A and B are not equal. And that is because it's really just comparing their location in memory. So if you had, for example, two cars, you had two Honda Accords that are the same year, same make and model, same color, and you would look at them and say that, oh, those are the same car. But because they're physically in different parking spaces or different memory locations, then they're different cars. And that's what this equals method is basically doing. And that comes from the equals class. So what we need to do is override this equals method so that we can properly compare two students to determine ourselves if those students are equal or not. And we do that by comparing all the fields, the name, the age, the student ID number, and any other fields you may have. So let's do that. Let's go to the student class. Let's create our own equals method. Public Boolean equals, we'll pass an object to it. And I'm not passing another student object, so in order to properly override it, we'll pass object to it. And we'll create a student object from that object that we passed by saying student s, and we'll cast the obj object as a student object. So we've got it there now. So what we could do is simply check. Well, first let's return true. There's an easy way to do it. Just to get rid of that error, let's return true. And if any of the fields don't match, we'll return false. And if it never returns false, then it will return true. So we could say if the student ID is not equal to s.student ID. So if the student IDs don't match between the calling object and the object that you passed in, return false. Another field that we wanted to compare is the name. If the calling object s.getName, and we don't want to compare it with the equal sign because it's a string. So we're going to use the string equals method. And this equals method comes from the string class, not from the object class. So if that name is equal to, so that's the parameter name, is if that's equal to the this dot get name, which is the name of the calling object, which I didn't have to use this, but I just did it to show that it's the calling object. I could have also included it here just to make things a little bit clearer. So we're comparing this versus s, which is what we're converting this object to. So if the names are equal, so if the names are not equal, so let's do this, an exclamation mark. If they're not equal, return false. Also, if this dot get age is not equal to s dot get age, if those aren't equal, we'll also return false. So it's only going to return false once. We don't need to compare the name and the age if the student ID is already false. So we'll just return false if any of these three fields are not equal to each other. And if it never returns false, it's going to return true and say that they're equal objects. So this is one way to do the equals method. Let's go back to the demo. I'm not going to make any changes here, and let's rerun the program. And now it says that they're equal. And if you look at the equals method, it's saying it comes from the student class, and it's overriding the equals method from object. So let's change some of the data slightly. Let's change the ID number to be 1, 2, 3, 4. Rerun the program, and now it says that they're not equal. Let's change it back. Let's rename Mary to lowercase Mary, and it says they're not equal, because remember, Java is case sensitive. So if you go back to the student class and look at the equals method where we're comparing the name, we're using the strings equal method, which is case sensitive. And remember, there's another equals method called equals ignore case, which doesn't care whether it's upper or lowercase, and that will say that upper and lowercase Mary are now equal.